All right, now, so let's go ahead and try and search for the shows. Um, it's not gonna be a difficult video or a difficult function in our own web app to make. So I'm not gonna use if we actually look at resources, if we look at views, layouts, look at tab right there. There is this anchor right here, which is simply for the search. So I'm not gonna use this actually. All right, so if I actually decomment this, yeah, this sign will show up, but I don't want to use this. I want just a very simple input, and that's all. All right, so I'm gonna comment this back, and I want to go to Bootstrap, for example, and I want to go search for, that's all. All right, so now let's access the forms. All right, so this is not the part I want. I'm just gonna go back and I'm gonna type in bar, so I'm gonna go bar. All right, so here we go. So I need this search form right there. All right, so yeah, there it is. Let's copy this, and I want it to be right under this UL. So let me just paste it, and I know the design might get messed up a little, but that doesn't matter for now. We can fix this later. So there we go right there. I don't want to even include like the button. All right, so I want to save this. All right, so there we go. So let's do this. So the first thing is always working with the routes. I'm gonna go to my route right there. I'm gonna go right here. I'm gonna copy this route. I'm gonna go right here, search shows as a simple comment, and I'm gonna go shows slash, I'm gonna simply go search like this. All right, I'm simply not gonna pass anything right here, and this will actually be a type of any in order for this to work. All right, so we're gonna head the enemy right there, and we're gonna hit the enemy controller, and the function will be simply search, shows like that. Pretty simple. So the name right here will be enemy.search .shows. Save this. Let's copy this. This function name. I want to go to app HTTP. When I go to controllers, I want to go to enemy controller right there. Let's go at the bottom, and I'm gonna go paste this in. So let me copy this function. Let me go right there and paste. Let's cut this and paste like that. And right there, since we're trying to process a form, I'm just gonna go request, and I'm simply gonna go request like this. All right, so pretty cool. So let's go ahead and delete those. So what we want to do is we want to go ahead and grab the data that the user is going to provide in this form, and we simply want to match it with the records that we have right here in the shows table. All right, so this is basically what we're gonna do. So the first thing, it will be grabbing the show name. I'm just gonna go show like this, and I'm gonna go request, and now I can simply use the get function to get the data from the input with the name show simply. All right, so this is actually everything, and right after this I'm gonna create my own query. So I'm just gonna go searches like this. I'm gonna go we will search this in the show model because we're searching for shows. All right, we're gonna go where simply where the let me see. Yeah, we're trying he can enter basically the name, and we can look up the type. That's fine. Not the type. We can look up the genre, and we can look up the duration and all of that. Maybe we will match the data with the genre and with the name, and that's all. All right, so where the name is simply like the data that's coming from there. All right, and we need to do a percentage sign at the at the front of this and right after it right away. And what I'm trying to do right here again, where I'm just grabbing the show and I'm matching it with the data that's in the show, matching it with the data from the column name, with the column name right here. All right, so let me see this again. So what I'm trying to do right here is grab that data that the user is providing, matching it with the name column in the database. So I have to use the like keyword in order to use something that's called the regular expressions or the wildcards. So these are basically wildcards right there. We actually go right here and go wildcards SQL, something like this. We're gonna open up this link. We're gonna see a simple explanation about the wildcards. So basically the wildcards are symbol signs that will allow us to search through a string, and this is what we're trying to do right here. We're searching for a string or a piece of string in a big string. All right, so if you look right here, wildcards are, or wildcard characters are used with the like keyword. So we have to use the like keyword, and it's used with the where clause in order to use those wildcards. All right, so as you can see, it's telling me that the like is used with the where clause to search for a specified pattern in a column or simply a string. So we have a couple of wildcards right over here. The asterisk right here represents 0 or more characters, as you can see, and we have also the percentage sign, which I'm using, which represents 0 or more characters. So what we're trying to see, what we're trying to do right here, let me just open this up, explain this a bit more. If you look at this SQL query, which looks a lot like our query actually, you can see right here that it says select all from customers who are city like, and it's giving me a pattern right here. So what we're doing right here, we're trying to grab all the cities from the city column right here from inside the customer table that has the BRE pattern in it, and it has any number of characters or numbers right after it. All right, so if we look at this right here, if we run this query, you can see right there, if you look at the city, that you can see that all the cities starts with BER, and BAR right there, and they're simply going to end up with any kind of other string right there, any kind of characters or numbers. So this is what we're trying to do right here. We're trying to grab every possible piece of data in the name column that matches with the data that the user is entering, and with any number of characters or signs before it or numbers before it, and with any number of characters or signs before it right there. All right, so I hope that makes sense. This is what we're trying to do. Basically, we're just trying to search for a pattern in a string. All right, so I'm gonna also go where let me see. Let's just, for starters, let's make it so it will be just the show name. All right, so yeah, right after this, I'm simply just gonna go get like that. That will actually grab my data. All right, so I'm gonna simply go right there and paste this in, and this will go to a show dot searches, which is simply a page that we're gonna be creating. So just copy this and go to the shows right there, and paste .blade.php. All right, so if we go to the category, it will look a lot like the categories. Actually, let's go to the users. It will also look a lot like the default shows page right here. So let me copy this. Let me go right here and paste. So yeah, let's go right at the top. So this will be searches like that. All right, so there is the home. So this will also be searches or your search results. All right, so here we go. So there it is, the part for looping through the data. All what we have to do is just copy this and pass it in right here and right here, and it will actually should grab the data right now. This right here should actually be just image, and this should be ID, and this should actually be name. All right, because we're grabbing the data from the data, we're grabbing the data from the table shows. All right, so we have to write the right columns right here, the right column names. All right, so I'm gonna go right here. If we do not have any kind of searches, I'm gonna display this alert which says, or which displays there is no searches. There are no searches with this query just yet. All right, so let's now save this. So I guess that what we have left is the part of the form. So I'm gonna go right there. I'm gonna go method post. I'm gonna go right here and go action, and we need to make this action, so it will actually be enemy dot search dot shows right there. All right, so let's go right under this. I'm gonna go CSRF like that, which is essential, and for the part of the form, I'm gonna copy this and make this, it will, you know, the name, it will be actually show, which is this right there. All right, this name. All right, so I guess that this is it for now. Yeah, this is name, not type. All right, so save. Let's see what we got. All right, so there it is, the form. So let me try and type in, for example, bait, and let's see what's gonna go down, you know, which is the name of this show right there, the first word of this show. If I go press, all right, so we got the show right there. As you can see, we're going to /shows/search like that. Let me pick a day. Let me pick a word that's in the middle. If I go stay. All right, so it also got the shows, as you can see right there. Just want to go to the home. And let me see, there is the other show. Let me just get let me get the just that like that. All right, so as you can see, it got this show which has the word the in it, 7 deadly sins, something like this. If we go 7, you know, deadly sins. All right, so there we go. It's getting the show right there, which is pretty cool. Let's see, we want to make this a little better. So we want to go to enemy controller, and we want to also allow the user, you know, let's say he did not want like to grab the shows by the name. Maybe he wants to search for a genre or something. So we want to go ahead and we want to go right here. Let's go where, and we can go this should be like or where, something like this. Let's try this out first. All right, so if we go right there for the genre, this will equal or it will actually be like this pattern that we're trying to pass in, and simply get like this. All right, so let's save this now, and let's simply refresh. All right, so let's refresh this. All right, so there we go. I want to go right here, and I want to go, for example, action. All right, so there we go. Right there, we got this TV show right there, which is the TV show action. If we go adventure, right there. All right, so we got the TV show right there from the genre, or from the category action, or sorry, adventure right there. So yeah, it's working perfectly actually. So so yeah, this will be it for this video, and the next one we should validate, clean up a couple things here and there. So yeah, this will be it, and I will see you on the next video.